lives or any of that. I'm going to be taking a break. Also, I'm just kind of annoyed by something. So I'm going to be kind of just saying heck with that. So I'll be doing less stuff in the future for at least a bit until stuff can iron out. And also just because I kind of annoyed by something. I'm only doing this for a bit. I have stuff I need to do today. Too much of a gap right here. There. It's gonna probably be my last art live for a while. I'm kind of sick of doing these, and I'm also just tired of. I'm kind of just annoyed by just every time I do these, it's just dead. Hoping that they pick up. Let's see. Try to get Bane done. Probably gonna be taking a break from doing these for a while. It's no longer fun, and just having a dead chat doesn't make it better. Let's see. Hoping to get this done, at least the sketch. Shading and all that. Sorry to hear that, but I completely understand if they're not fun. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get them done and do them, and it's just like I like doing them, but they just become no longer fun. It's like I'm drawing, and it's just like there's nobody watching, and it's also just hard to do them anymore because it's like I can hardly find the time, and then when I do find the time, it's just kind of boring. I don't know what the right to use anymore is. And plus, I'm struggling for like 5 minutes to get like a single drawing out, which kind of sucks. I like doing stuff like this. It's just kind of become less interesting. I don't know. That and it's just draining. I have to wake up at a certain time to have a full battery just to stream from my phone, and then just for it to not even do well, it's kind of like a slap in the face. Sorry. I shouldn't be bitching so much. I'm just tired. I woke up at like 9 and I've freaking been up for an hour and trying to get some stuff prepared for the stream. The first one didn't even do well. No. And I was hoping to do it as like a collab stream, and nobody joined it, so I just said heck with it. So that was like, well, all that preparation went down the crapper. So this is like, you know what? God damn it. Yeah, we are different in regards to I'm not chasing an audience, and I figured I'll be drawing anyways. So if I hang out with me, it's great. If not, no worries. You're good. And yeah, I know. I'm not really chasing as much of an audience as it's more just like I prefer to have people to talk to when I draw. It's like I don't want to sit here and talk to myself the whole damn time and be and sound like I'm insane. It's like, it's like I'm talking out loud. It's like, well, today it's been snowing all day and blah 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 blah, and like nobody's listening. It's like I'm talking to people that aren't even there. It's like I feel like I'm insane, and I don't like that. It's not as much chasing an audience as it is like I just want at least people to talk to or somebody to hang out with while I'm doing stuff, or maybe we do stuff together. It's the whole point of a collab stream, and for that to like all that preparation to go down the crapper, it's like, you know what? Fuck this. Plus, with the fan comic, it takes me 3 hours just to get a single panel done. I don't want to be wasting my time doing something that like is not gonna be fun for me. If like I don't mind drawing and stuff, but it gets boring drawing by myself and talking to myself for an hour. It's like kind of, yeah, I listen to music or a book if I'm alone and stream. Yeah, I I wish I had like, I can't really, because it's streaming from my phone, and if I had a secondary phone or I had something that I can listen to music or something while I draw or something, it'd be nice. But I don't really know if I can or if I will, because I'd have to go and make sure, like, get something to set that up. And plus, the fan comics taking me like, it takes me 3 hours just for one panel, and it's like for the last 3 days, like the first panel took me 3 hours, second panel took me 3 hours, third panel same amount. It's like I have to do the penciling, then the digital inking for the line work, which is never perfect because it leaves little white spots that I have to go back, add a little bit of line, then I have to shrink it just a little bit to make sure it's not too thick or stuff like that, which is the problem with Sketchbook. And because I'm not a comic book artist, I'm struggling with doing it because like I have an idea for how I want things to look, but I also don't want it to, I don't know, I don't want it to be unreadable as a comic. I don't want it to feel off or off-putting, like it can't be read from A to B to Z to D to E, F, all that crap. I don't want it I don't want it to be jumbled, because I understand some things of a comic, which I'm pretty sure you probably saw a little bit of the panels and stuff. But, for me, it's like I'm trying to figure that stuff out as I go. And it's not easy because, like, I'm trying to think, well, like, let me give you just a rough idea of, like, how I saw it in my head. Okay, let me do, like, a little small thing if I remember how the pages were. For the first page, what I saw in my head, this is like me thumbnailing and stuff like that. From A to B, you have one big panel, two miniature panels going left, that are basically like a one character's point of view, but then behind her another character being Vader. And then the shot right here of that she would be closer to the camera while Vader would be behind her. And then it would go down. I don't know how I can do that panel, but whatever. And it would be, I don't really know. I'm trying to think either as he's about to strike her down, or maybe, no, what it could be is like, you would see that, then you would go to the other side where you would see the what's her name and Cal. Then you would see Vader about to strike her down from like a side angle, and then you would have like a breakup of the panels where you would see Seer, instead of like just standing there, she actually puts up her hand, which breaks up the panel just a little bit, screaming no. Just a little bit, and that would create like a force effect, which goes into the next panel, which I was thinking would probably be Vader being pushed back, or maybe it would have him accidentally or just like slice Trilla's back, so that would be like from that angle. And the last panel, or no, the second to last panel would be Trilla on the ground, because her back would be sliced. And then maybe you would see a side angle of like, what's her name, jumping up with the lightsaber to attack Vader, similar to the way she does in the game. And he, then you would see her in the next panel being, thrown off, and he would still be standing there. And then you see Cal here and Trilla close by on the ground. That's how I saw, at least in my head, the first few panels. I don't know how I could do the second ones because I haven't went to that level yet. But in my head, A, B, C, D. It's like going left to right to left to right, stuff like that. I don't know how easy that is to understand. And I don't know, because I'm kind of learning as I go. And that's why I'm frustrated, because I'm not a comic book artist. I could do a cover for a comic like that, because I have, and I want you to know it, because I want you to see this, because it's somewhere over here. I have a rough sketch. No maintenance to the left, to top, to right, to the bottom, and read in order. No maintenance to the left. Yeah. Something I actually want to show you. Like I said, I had some concepts for like a Flash cover. And for the record, Rainbow Raider would be this bad guy right here. Keep it to the left and right in right reading order. So it would go from here to here to here, but in reverse. Violating that is confusing to the reader. Yeah, that I guess that's fine. I guess that works. I could probably reverse it and flip this side to that and that to this, and then same thing. I will say it's still confusing, because I'm learning on the go. Also, I wasn't joking. These are kind of original fan comic, not fan comic, but fan covers for like a Flash cover. And this was actually something I wanted to pitch to you and see if you can do it better, because I was struggling for how I can illuminate the rainbow part going into the prism where it hits the Flash as he's running. And I wanted to do kind of like a mixture of a redesign with a cool little thing for like Rainbow Raider as a villain. And I had originally done a redesign, but I lost the freaking image of it. So that was something I was doing. That was something for like not really a fan comic, but just a cover I was coming up with at one point in the past. But for the fan comic Star Wars wise, but yeah, I could try that, left, left, left. I can reverse this and put these on the opposite sides. I'm still trying to figure out like the certain things. The one problem that I was having is just like, which you can probably tell just by looking at the one image I did of it. I put it on the community post so you can eventually see it. And I'm kind of trying to make sure I have like the idea of it down. So like having a close up of Trilla, but like she's somewhat crying, and then you'd have Vader down here where he would be halfway in the smoke. He would say something, and then like, because like the first shot would be her, Vader somewhat in the shadows where the steam is. There's a little bit of a tear. Then you would zoom in on her face. Then later on, you would see Vader behind her. And that's where it would go to that way and stuff. So I'm still working it out as I go. And I actually might have to find a way for, if there was a way I could find a way to copy it and send it to you and basically be like, here's what I have so far. And you can just like go in and be like, okay, so what you're telling me is like, you would like go over the image, and if I printed it, and you basically be like, so you're saying, so here's what I would do this way, then you would draw each panel and say, so you're trying to do this way, and then this, you break up here. Okay, good. So then you go this way and then that way. So like that's why I wish I could find a way to send you the, what's it called? Each line in the panel should read left to right and stuff. Yeah, let's read them back. And violet. I will say one panel that I don't think I will leave as a panel. I want to kind of break it up as like, there's an effect in a comic where sometimes certain characters break away and it's not in a panel, like they're closer to the viewer. And it's a certain type of effect, but it's like, it's weird to describe. It's like the character is broken off from the panel and they're actually reaching, or like in a close up in their, like they're having an action that breaks the panel fold where you don't see any background, you just see one particular character by themselves, and maybe there's a bit of dialogue and stuff like that. And I don't know what that effect is called, and if I could find a reference to show you what I mean, I would. But I don't. That's been something that's been bothering me. It's like I've been frustrated with trying to figure out this fan comic because I've been doing it. I'm doing it on my own. I'm doing the inking, the lettering, the penciling, the stuff, all that in digital. So I'm doing all the jobs that make up a comic all in one. And it's draining. It's like I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm learning that crap on the go. Heck, for the second page, I haven't even gotten to it. Yeah, you can break the panel for vision effects, but it should still read from left to top to bottom. Yeah. Ow. My fingernail. Ow. Shit. Yeah. I guess it's just extremely draining. It's frustratingly draining because I'm trying to understand it all in one go. Like occasionally I'll pick up one of my library books, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, or the stuff like that, and I'm learning stuff like that. Heck, for one of the panels, and this is one I was struggling with, that I was trying to think of for the second page, is that in the fight with Vader near the end of Fallen Order, I remember he's chasing you. Well, if Trilla survived, Cal would have to pick her up and stuff like that. So what I was trying to figure out, and this is like me trying to figure out this type of perspective crap. Just like a rough, you know what? Heck with that line crap. You would have like Vader way off in the distance, so it would be like a point blank. I don't know what the type of, stuff like that, and it'd be very off in the distance, so it'd be going at an angle because of the shape of the room, and I would have to figure out all that stuff. Probably even go into photo mode in game and get me some actual reference. But basically, from what I remember, if he's chasing you, and what I was thinking would be like a mini shot where you have like some of the stormtroopers on different little platforms and stuff like that, and you'd have, a jumping, or have certain things, because they're trying to get to an elevator, and the room from where it is, I think, is like yay big. The elevator is on this side. So in perspective, it would be, I don't really know how you can do it, because you had stormtroopers on certain sides. Vader would be lifting up a door from one panel, and you would have him chasing Cal and Trilla this time, because you have Trilla would be underneath Cal's arm, so he, instead of running by himself with the droid, which I have to add the droid, which is gonna suck. I have to account for all this crap. It sucks. I have a little bit of pity towards comic book artists now, because I'm trying to do this, and it's like, this is like the full in-depth thing that I'm trying to figure all this crap out in my head, and I'm doing all this work. So it's like I'm doing lettering, penciling, inking, coloring, all that crap, and I'm doing it all in digital, so it's a little easier, but it's also like an hour's worth of work in a day, and it's so annoying. Ugh. I shouldn't be bitching so much. I know I shouldn't be. I'm sorry. I just wasn't prepared for all the stuff I would have to do. And maybe if I had more experience and I wasn't the autistic kid who draws and who probably needs some experience, but due to circumstances can't exactly get it, would be a lot easier. I don't know. Oh, so frustrating. Oh. By the way, how's your morning or day been? Honestly, I haven't had much to eat, so I probably, with low blood sugar, I need to go eat breakfast or something. It hurts. Oh, it's only 8 a.m. here. Working on a bookmark. Ah, cool. That's nice. Like a bookmark, like, like straight up line, little rectangle thing that you put so that, okay. Well, what what exactly are you drawing for it? Oh, and it's only one here. 1 in the morning or afternoon, depending on how you look at it. The Comic Jam in Hawaii group is making bookmarks for Free Comic Book Day every year, so I'm drawing a comic book. So I'm drawing a comic book character on them. Ah, cool. That's neat. Yeah. I did see you were streaming the other day, and I stopped by for a bit, but I didn't want to stay because I saw you guys were doing your guys' thing, and I didn't want to intrude on that. So usually I just stop and say hey and bye. At least now I do. If I'm mainly because of busyness, but also, you know. What character are you drawing, anyways? I will probably stream later today as I work on them. Oh, cool. I might stop on by. Might be nice. Just drew Miss Marvel, now Shang-Chi. Cool. Well, I do have a character maybe you can work on in the future. Well, I have two of them, but I also have some references for different ones. Vixen, and all that, but I actually had a character that is technically a villain, but I thought would be an interesting thing that you can figure out a unique style with, and that'd be Vlad Masters or Vlad Plasmius from Danny Phantom or Danny himself. Because I thought, you know what? Why not try to give a character that might be a little interesting? Because you can come up with something unique for a style or a pose. I tried to do it a little bit when I colored this, but this was an accidental thing, so I had to re-ink it and redraw it with Danny this time. But with Vlad, you can be a lot more experimental with this here, because I know with your style, you have like a cool, thing. Plus, with the skin tone paper and the Vlad having blue skin, you get to mess around with some shapes and with a cape, if you're interested in that. Plus, you've done a lot of Marvel and DC characters. I thought it would be interesting to try out shows like that where you can mix things from a certain perspective, mixing your style with images and coming up with maybe even a unique custom design. That's what I tried to do with my me doing like a 5YL version of Vortex from Danny Phantom, but in their style as a comic. Also, quick question, just out of curiosity. Do you think this looks good? It's not done, but I was working on it at one point, and I eventually was planning on coloring it. The Vixen was part of the set I did last year. That's cool. I tried to get a little bit realistic with the drawing of him since it was requested a long time ago, and I never did completely finish the hair, but I was curious what you thought, if it needs any work anywhere. The reference for it is somewhere upstairs, if I remember correctly. That's why I was a little bit curious. Some of the anatomy is slightly off, but the shading is a sense of form is good. Thanks. Yeah, I know the anatomy is probably off. Kind of just worked off the reference. I really didn't do. This is something that I think I have a problem with when I draw, is I don't do boing, 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 stuff like that, because I, most often than not, with the pencils and the crappy erasers I have, which are probably bad brand-wise, I don't usually work, I don't know. I don't usually do it because it leaves little lines when I try to erase. No matter how hard I do it, it still leaves those like lines, those imprint lines. And I could be using thick paper, and you can see some of this still, and I can erase it for however long I need to, and it still leaves that, which is slightly annoying. I did try even doing Michael Keaton's Batman. From reference and all that. It's not perfect, and I don't think it ever will be, but I certainly did try to get it as close as I could to how he looks in the movies and stuff. And this is just me doing penciling. I still have to do the other ear, so. Oh, my stomach hurts so bad. I need to eat something in a bit. Shift your hand towards the back of the pencil, then sketch. This will force you to draw wider. So like this. Or like that. I could try. Be something interesting to try. Might give me a good. Hold it near the end of the eraser. Oh, so like this. Oh, might try that. Oh, I'm tired. I didn't get much sleep trying to prepare for this this morning. Yeah, I could try that. Neat. Yes, it will be looser. The line's much lighter. Might try it. Well, at least when I do an actual sketch. At least for sketching. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think the only one I'm particularly happy with that I think I nailed, because I didn't have to worry too much about a whole lot of. I didn't have to worry too much about a face or nothing, and that was like Blue Beetle. If I could find the sketch. I'm pretty sure you've seen this already. And that was just me fiddling around and having the pencil sketch, you know. I had to go get it copied at a certain point because reasons. Plus, I mainly was relying on like depth of feel and reference to get a good feel for the thing. I think I've got pretty much the armor pieces slightly shaded the way I needed them to. I could probably do a little bit more better work on the head, but it's, I guess, slightly all right. Probably needs a little depth of field for certain bits, but other than that, it's an all right one. Oh. Plus, I was looking through. I was getting some inspiration from this book, at least for even when he's doing like comic covers or stuff with markers. The armor looks fine. Some contrast shading would help. Yeah. Do you have a soft lead pencil? The only thing I have is like a Dollar Tree lead pencils. I have 2 of them. This is the one I like using because of the grip. But yeah, I did a little bit of that with this one. I'm looking because they did. I was looking at crap. I hate when it does that. Some of the covers that he did in pencil, but there's some that he had in marker. Kind of similar to the ones that you do in a certain marker. I was taking some inspiration from like certain things when I was looking at, a soft lead helps with the areas need to be darker. Yeah, I might try that. It's funny enough, I was looking, which one was it? This little cover right here, I could tell which was a mixture of like inks, not inks, but like color, like markers and pencil. Some type of rough like pencil that was printed, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's part of the reason why I was studying to try to get better with my penciling and like that, and I might try markers next to get better at lighting. Some of these stupid things that I have, because I got a new one, some of them dried up very quickly, which is surprising because they're all in a freaking capped and they're not undone, so it makes no sense. But yeah, I might try that. I'll have to look. I have this little bugger, which I think is an F or 5H. And stuff like that. I have other pencils, but these little buggers. H is hard lead. Yeah. B is for the darker stuff like charcoal, and it's like it leaves more graphite the more it goes along, and the H of lighter and the light, and basically it's the more that goes along, it leaves lighter lines, if I remember correctly. I think that's how it works, right? B is for darker stuff, H is for lighter stuff, and the B it can be used better with these things, which I have no idea how to clean these things. I tried at one point, and I completely unraveled the thing and made it look like this. So I had to re-tape it together. And now it's like a pin, because I push down here, it goes up there, and I push down here, and it's, so I have to hold it like this. I have no idea how to clean a blending stick. My idiot grandfather was the one that told me to, just rip the tip a little bit. It'll eventually, no, it actually destroyed the whole thing. Moron! Terrible advice he gave me. Terrible. Somebody I know. Yeah. My head hurts. Probably need to go eat breakfast at some point. if they have it ready. Was I right about the lead thing or the graphite scale, or no? No worries. I need to eat as well. I'm gonna make me some eggs. Take care. You too. Wait, you're making eggs. Wait, are you making yourself an omelet? I would love an omelet. But yeah, you take care, man. I'll probably end the stream in a second, anyways. It's actually nice talking to someone for once. I don't know. Roughly, the link image covers lead rating. Oh, I could. I'll have to try that out. The linked. I don't see a link, but cool. Yeah, might have to. Take care, man. And also enjoy your Maui Con and all that. All right. I think I'll end it here.